Feds demand harsh prison sentence for belligerent George Santos, slamming his insatiable appetite for attention. The disgraced former New York congressman might be earning a longer prison sentence thanks to his sour social media posts, which prosecutors argue demonstrate a lack of remorse. Disgraced former New York Representative George Santos might be posting his way into a longer prison sentence. In a Justice Department filing from April 17, U.S. Attorney John J. Durham argued that Santos' unrepentant social media posts about his ongoing fraud case prove that he deserves a significant carceral sentence. Durham brought receipts, sharing one post where Santos replied to someone on X who asked if he really used campaign funds to buy Hermes, as he was accused. No. Santos responded, "That's a false statement that has been passed on as truth." Durham's filing, however, stated, as the court knows, Santos did use campaign contributions made to Redstone Strategies LLC to make luxury purchases at, among other stores, Hermes. Even at this late stage, he simply refuses to fully own up to his actions. The attorney also shared screenshots of posts in which Santos paints himself as the victim, stating multiple times that the DOJ won't break my spirit. Put plainly, Santos is not genuinely remorseful, despite accepting responsibility as part of his allocution, Durham wrote. If he were, his actions would be different. At a minimum, one would expect Santos to approach sentencing with a modicum of restraint so as not to undermine the attorneys who have advocated for leniency on his behalf. Instead, however, Santos has reverted to form and approaches sentencing with belligerence and an insatiable appetite for likes, blaming his situation on everyone except himself, the federal prosecutor added in his blistering note to the court. Durham then warned that Santos' apparent performance of innocence and persecution serves to demonstrate a strong risk of recidivism and a lack of remorse for his conduct. For these reasons, among others, Durham asked for an 87-month custodial sentence for Santos or 7 years and 3 months in prison. District Judge Joanna Seibert is scheduled to determine Santos' sentence during a court hearing on Long Island on April 25. After months of legal back and forth, Santos pleaded guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft on August 19, 2024, admitting that he had lied about his background and committed identity theft in order to bolster his political campaign. Only a year after flipping a congressional seat red in the 2022 midterm elections, he was ousted from the House of Representatives in December 2023, becoming just the 6th congressperson ever expelled in the chamber's history. In a previous filing, attorneys argued that Santos had made a mockery of the U.S. election system. From his creation of a wholly fictitious biography to his callous theft of money from elderly and impaired donors, Santos's unrestrained greed and voracious appetite for fame enabled him to exploit the very system by which we select our representatives. They wrote, Santos has since launched a podcast, Pants on Fire, and sought commissions on Cameo and OnlyFans in order to pay legal fees and fines. Two of his former campaign staffers, Sam Mila and Nancy Marks, have also pleaded guilty in connection with campaign financing fraud, admitting to charging donors credit cards without permission and filing bogus finance reports.